Like, we think they have everything figured out, but no, they don't. We think is like that we have that imposter syndrome, but everybody has imposter syndrome. Like, I could have imposter syndrome right now. Like, I'm not a good speaker. I don't have anything to say. My opinion is not important. Who's gonna talk about this? Who's gonna hear this? And it's like, it does. The crazy thing is that this dude, we have the amount of followers that he has on social medias, on YouTube. This dude records with his iPad. Yes, his iPad. And I think that's another thing. Like, it's very hard for us to believe that things can change and that we can be making 2K, 3K, 5K, 10K, 20. You got something to offer. Repeat that to me. Repeat that to me. Repeat that. I got something to offer. I got something to offer. I feel recently, again, these previous episodes I've done 3 already, same day. This is the 4th one today. And I've been doing a lot of reflection, and I feel like I have so much to say, or even just it's even express my thoughts, express what I'm thinking, like saying it out loud. And what better opportunity than to use it in my podcast? Because I'm pretty sure, like, if you do listen to it, like, I know they're kind of long, but if you put that in 1.5 speed, 2 speed, like, it's a 20-30 minute video. It's doable. But I've been thinking a lot about, like, why is there so much resistance, comparison. And honestly, for me, I've always thought, oh, I don't compare myself to other people. But the way I compare myself to other people is the skills that they have. Like, what skills do they have that, like, I wish I had them. Like, like, communications, being able to express myself appropriately, not saying a lot of like my type, like that type, something that I say that it's also, like, very repetitive. I don't remember what it is right now, but I mean, I've been working on those things. But I wish I had those skills. Like, I wish, and I compare myself to those people. Like, I wish I had their confidence. I wish I had the way they spoke. I wish I had the way they presented themselves. I have none of that. But again, there's a lot of factors that go with that. Like, I didn't grow up in a school where, like, you were expected to be amazing. It's like, you're expected to do the minimum. Like, if you graduated, if you pass your test, if you graduate, then you're set. But I remember specifically this teacher I had in high school in English, and pretty much it was all of them, but like all my teachers. But this one specifically, I remember this situation where it was more of, like, I remember my essays weren't that great. And I remember thinking, like, what can I do to improve? Like, they just give us this grade, but they don't tell us, oh, you could do this, you could do that, or do it again and I see if it's better. Like, I've never had that experience in my life, and I've never really took initiative to improve those skills either. And again, there's factors that go within that. Like, well, never really learned to take initiative. I've never learned to, like, oh, I could do this better, or where can I learn to improve in these skills, right? But again, so I just got into the episode. I didn't even say, like, this is a series, but or just like talking about my obstacles and struggles as a 23-year-old who wants to improve her life, but is, again, struggling and is trying to figure things out. But in this, again, from the rant I just did, this, like, I've been reflecting a lot on or analyzing more on people. On people. Like, we think they have everything set. I'm talking, like, celebrities, YouTubers, influencers. Like, we think they have everything figured out, but no, they don't. And I think what's more interesting, give me one sec. I think what's more interesting is that some people have this success, but they're just empty inside. Like, they're either cold-hearted, they're selfish, or narcissist, or the extreme opposite. Like, they have this success and they're sad, they're depressed, they don't like where they're at, they don't have this joy in them, no more or ever, and they just did it to fill up that void, but it's not helping. And there's just and then there's like messed up people in the good and the bad, like in the sense of like evil, and then like they're figuring things out. And for me, I've always had this expectation where if I were to meet a successful people, it's like, they're happy all the time, they got things figured out. And that wasn't until recently where I debunked that. It's probably like, I want to say high school. When I graduated high school, I think I realized when I got into spirituality, so maybe 2020, 2019, something like that, I was like happiness is not a result, it's just a decision you make every single day. I'm sorry if my voice sounds like different, but again, I've been doing 4 episodes in a row, and it's been super easy, and they're kind of long, so I've been here for almost 3 hours. 2 hours, 3 hours. But anyways, so again, this reflection of, okay, if people are still figuring things out and they have this amount of success, or at least what I think is successful is success, then why can't I do it? Why can't I have this success and be figuring it out as well, So it goes with a lot of factors, but there's that confidence that you have within yourself, like how much do you really believe in yourself, how much do you trust yourself. And the reality is, and this goes with the first episode that I did, starting this type of solo episodes, or just watch the first one that I did from these 3 videos. From this 4 videos, the first one that I made, where I'm wearing this sweater, I was talking about mindset. Like, I still don't believe in myself, I still don't trust myself, I still don't think me lo merezco, but yet I am here doing this episode and just giving my opinion, because that's what I've learned. Like, everybody has a voice, everybody has something unique in themselves, and I have no freaking clue what it is for me. I have no freaking clue what's my uniqueness, what's my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I know what my weaknesses are. I think everybody knows what their weaknesses are, but we don't tend to reflect on what our strengths are, and that's why we think is like that we have that imposter syndrome. But everybody has imposter syndrome. Like, I could have imposter syndrome right now. Like, I'm not a good speaker, I don't have anything to say, my opinion is not important, who's gonna talk about this, who's gonna hear this? And it's like, it doesn't matter, because at some point I will have some type of authority, and people will be listening to me thinking like really long term, or maybe even not that long term, I don't know. But at some point, you create this community where people do listen to you and people do trust you, and even with that, you still get that imposter syndrome, because like, why are you listening to me? Like, this is just my experience. Like, I was listening to a podcast yesterday on like this girl who does readings on like coffee. So the coffee stain, you drink your espresso, or it's more like a Turkish thing, but she does it, and she's from Mexico, she does it in Mexico, and you drink this espresso, you flip the cup and you let it dry, and then when it dries, like, she reads pretty much like she interprets what that means. And she herself has imposter syndrome, in the sense that, there was this one case where the lady it said something about divorce, and she didn't really want to say it, because like, who am I to tell you, oh, you got a divorce? But with like, when they kept on talking, like, she's like, oh, I want to get a divorce. So that's when she said, okay, like, you need a divorce. And there was like different situations, experiences like that, donde she had that information, like, who am I to tell you, like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. So even like people who are doing amazing things, they still have this imposter syndrome. Like, bro, you should not be having imposter syndrome. Like girl, you're doing amazing things, and it's fucking wild that you're able to do that, and that you don't see that as a strength. Like, for me, it's freaking, and I'm pretty sure maybe somebody has that idea about me, and I have that idea about a lot of people. I see people like, damn, you could be doing this and that, and like, boom, you're going up, like, but because we don't have this confidence in ourselves, we self-sabotage, we procrastinate, we have this resistance on wanting to do the things that we know we want to do, and so we think that we don't deserve it, que no lo merecemos, no me lo merezco, you know, and that we have nothing to offer. But from every it even gets annoying and it's so cliche, but it's like every podcast episode or spirituality is like, you have something to offer, you have something unique, you have your own, you have a voice, and you should use it. I don't know why I'm facing that way, hold on. And you should use it. So I think it's just that, and again, I feel like don't look at me. do your research. Like, you could see some people who are doing amazing things, and then you could see a lot of people who, like for example, yesterday I was scrolling on somebody's Instagram, Mayesa, right? And this is just me analyzing. This is not me analyzing and maybe even giving feedback or advice. It's just feedback, because honestly nothing really has to change. It's just like one little detail that I noticed. But for example, and some people will be like, oh no, like I just need to edit that, and they go into a whole rabbit hole, like that, and then that's the reason why they didn't post it. But my Yesa, she, in her videos, she does this thing of like, I forgot what she says, but it's like, y something el chisme con Mayesa. And then when she does the Mayesa part, she clicks on her phone and looks down, and you could see that part. But in me, I'm like, if she could have just said Mayesa and then stay there just for like 2 seconds, when she edits that pressing and that looking down wouldn't show, and it will flow better. But it's those little details where people will stay stuck on, and it's like, that's why they don't post. But for her, that's why I was like, it's not a bad thing, because she's just doing her thing. Like, she's just posting. She's posting what she likes. She's talking about the celebrity gossip and whatever, those chismes, and that's what she likes. And like, she's doing it, and you could, and maybe there's like again, like there's like editing stuff that she could improve, or I think it's really just that. I think just the editing part, like that little part, because besides that, like her videos are pretty good. And I was scrolling, like, I don't really go into the chisme or stuff like that, but because I listened to her from another podcast, I want to see what she's up to, and then that's why I found out, okay. And then me watching her videos, that was a repetitive thing that I saw. So for some people, it's like that's already like, okay, I'm not gonna do it because I don't know how to edit. But hers is a perfect example. Like, she's doing what she wants, and she's posting these videos, and there might not be, like, again, it's just that little thing, or at least from what I remember, it's just that little thing where it's not even noticeable for a lot of people. I forgot what I was going with this, but yeah, so we tend to think like, oh, we got nothing to offer, or because we don't have certain skills, it's like we let go of the whole idea of starting that thing. And oh my god, okay, I'm gonna try to keep this episode short, but okay, I want you guys to listen to me. But I was listening to another podcast, so in this podcast, it was from Colin and Samir interviewing Ben. His YouTube thing is Ben of the Week. So this dude, he's my age. It's freaking crazy the success that he has, but it's all the factors that go in it, because like you think, oh, it's one thing from another. Like, no. This dude was posting YouTubes like since he was 13. So it's been a whole decade, and he just started getting a lot of followers this 2020, 2021, and then making money probably 2022, 2020 on brands. But even that, he's not doing brand deals. I'm like, he's just living on AdSense. And that's not even the crazy part, because for me, I was like, dude, you could do, I mean, maybe he is, maybe he's not, I don't know. Affiliate marketing, what's Patreon that they have. I think mostly like the big one is affiliate marketing. Maybe even like some like merch, or just meetups or stuff like that. You know, little things that he could do to be earning an extra income. Or just really the brand deals. Like, dude, like, brand deals. Like, you know how this dude has a million plus followers, subscribers on YouTube. But that's not even the crazy thing. Okay, that's not even the crazy thing. The crazy thing is that this dude, with the amount of followers that he has on social medias, on YouTube, this dude records with his iPad. Yes, his iPad and and he has two phones. One, I guess, also to record as well. And when he goes, because he does like outside videos, so I'm pretty sure he's not recording with his iPad outside, so his iPhone. And then for the mic, he uses an iPhone. Like, he said he tried using the lavalier mics and he didn't like it, and then he kept using the phone. I'm like, dude, that's fucking wild. And you think like these people have things figured out, but I'm pretty sure he's figuring out monetization. He's, besides AdSense, because he says he's making good money with AdSense. But he could definitely, I'm pretty sure he could be doing more. Then he also records with his iPad, so technology wise, he could probably be working on, one of the things is like he does everything by himself still. Like, he records, edits, and posts the things himself. So he says, and I think that's a lot of problem with a lot of people, like they want that control. So that's, for him, that's one of the things. So he does everything by himself. But I think the crazy part is that he records with his iPad. I think that's the moral thing. Like, he records with his iPad. So if he's recording with his iPad, what's your excuse? For personally, my excuse is that I don't have storage in my phone, but there's probably something I can do. And again, getting a job to work for a whole month and then pay for my phone or something like that. But there's something you can do. Like, you don't need this fancy equipment. This dude is using an iPad. So this dude has, you might think, and you watch his videos, and his videos are like those, like, at least personally, I don't like watching those type of videos. And some of them were funny, but I personally don't like, I'm not into that content. And you will think like, oh, he's que está aportando, but for him is like giving a laugh or a smile to somebody. It's nothing serious, but those laughs, it helps a lot of people. But so again, you have something to offer. Like, maybe he himself is thinking, I could be doing something else, I could be helping out in some other way or whatever, but he's giving a lot of value through his form of editing, his comments, his behavior, his, so stuff like you, he thought at some point like, oh, what do I have to offer? But it's like, apparently you do have something to offer, because you have 1 million freaking subscribers. So with that being said, going back to us, the people who are still figuring things out, you do have something to offer. Si te lo mereces. It's just building that confidence and that belief that you got this, that you do deserve this, that it is capable. And I think that's another thing. Like, it's very hard for us to believe that things can change and that we can be making 2K, 3K, 5K, 10K, 20K on especially on social media, on YouTube. But maybe if you don't want to do social media, YouTube, anything like this, but in a job or an actual, like, in a product service business, like a moving company or a moving company or a restaurant, you can still make a lot of money out of this. It's just, you just got to be consistent with it. You got to believe, and you got to change your mindset, your limiting beliefs. You got to heal whatever you need to heal. And so you got to do a lot of inner work, pretty much. You got to, like, even if maybe you don't even have to, like, go deep, but just letting go of that feeling, or acknowledging that feeling and working it more, like, what can I do now? But maybe I think you still need to do, at least acknowledge the inner work, like the trauma. But go to therapy for that. I'm no specialist, no soy una especialista. I have no experience in this. But I do know, and what I'm doing is that changing my beliefs, my dialogue with myself, my monologue, my blah, the conversations that I have with myself. That's what I'm working on, and realizing, and you could see it in every single person. Like, I hear like there's people who have businesses who are like why does this dude have a business? Like, está bien amargado. He's an arrogant person. Like, even I was talking to my manager and to my friend also. He was saying how, because I wanted this waffle, right, from this stand, but they're subcontractors, so they're not really part of the amphitheater, so he doesn't really talk to them. And when he did try to like have this conversation of like certain stuff about the business, he sent emails, and he didn't really get a response. When he tried to do something, the guy was like, don't worry about it, I got this, blah blah. And it was very like, I mean, I wasn't there, I don't know how it was, but I'm pretty sure we could take that same experience with another situation, and it will be the same thing. But it's that arrogancy, that ego, that high ego. Even the owner, I don't know if I want to say this, but a person, well, I already said it, but the owner of the concert venue, like, he's around, and I've heard stories where it's like, is he really a good person? And then the people that I work with, like, who are successful, like they have a 9 to 5, like, they themselves are working on their own stuff, and stuff where, like, how would you say, like them, how, it's pretty much that question, like, how did they get there? Like, why are they there if they're not the best human beings, And I also understand that there's like certain personalities, characteristics that go with those jobs, but that's the whole reason why people don't like their jobs, why they hate their jobs, blah blah. It's a whole other conversation. But realizing and reflecting on all of this, just to wrap it up, is that you do have something to offer, and you might not know what it is, but because I don't know what it is, I'm actually doing lectura de manos, so they could tell me, or at least give me some guidance, because I have no freaking clue. And I think that's really what stops us a lot. Like, what do I have to offer? Like, I don't know what I like, blah blah blah. But we'll see. You have to experiment. It's a journey in itself. Like, I've been in this journey for the past 4 years, like, trying to figure things out. Really 2 years of like really figuring things out, like questioning. But even like, I don't think I've questioned properly and made the right changes. But again, I keep going on rants, man. But practice. Okay. And that's another thing. Like, right now, I could be like, oh man, like, freaking, like, who am I to like be talking about this? I'm talking too much. Like, who's gonna listen to this? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, somebody might watch this 5 years later and it might be helpful. Like, oh, I'm in this situation. They see my progress, and it's like, okay, she made it. If she made it, I can make it too. And I think that's the thing. Like, especially, like, I feel like if you interact with people, like, if you reach out to people, you'll realize that, and maybe it'll give you a bit of disappointment. Of like, damn, it's not what I was expecting. But it also gives you that permission, in a sense, that to do what you want. And I think that's what we came to. Like, we have all these rules and all these expectations of us, where like, you need to go to school, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer. But it's like, if I want to be a freaking I don't know, a lawnmower, because I love putting the same size of the grass or whatever, and it's like, you create a whole business on lawn mowing. Like, that's your purpose, and if you're happy with that, then that's your purpose. Like, nobody could judge you for that. So if you don't know what it is, figure it out by questioning, reflecting, experimenting, going out, meeting new people. And if you know what it is, then start planning on what that thing is. And I'm actually gonna make a video about that, so watch that next, if you're watching this. I think I'm posting this first and then the other one. Okay, but again, to wrap it up, te lo mereces, me lo merezco, tú te lo mereces. In the back it says tú también, but you can't really see it. Hopefully you can see it. Pero tú también te lo mereces. So just remember, you have a voice and you have something to say to this world, because we are in need of amazing human beings. And yes, we still got a lot of work to do, but there's some type of message that you have to give out, And people need to listen. And if some people could listen to you, and you don't even need, maybe it's that one person that you change their lives, you know. There's maybe you're inspiring your family to do more, to be better. So, you know, again, to end the episode, te lo mereces. You deserve this. You have something to offer. And thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to what I have to offer. And oh, I could have ended so well. But if you're watching this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, don't forget to follow. And in Spotify, you can type, what did you think about this episode? That would really help out a lot. Like, what other things do you want me to talk about? Is there like maybe a chisme and like a specific question, like ¿qué crees en el amor o en el poliamor? You know, if you want me to answer questions like that, I will be so happy to do so. And because it makes me think, and I need to think. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. The same thing with comment. Like, comment if you got any insights, if you relate, if you disagree with something, if you agree with something, anything really. And with that being said, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to what I have to offer. And I hope you have an amazing, beautiful day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.